There are places on Earth where sunlight never penetrates. Icy abysses, crushed by titanic pressures, where time seems to have stopped long before the appearance of man. It is in these liquid darknesses that an ancient horror resides, an entity so massive and incomprehensible that it defies not only biology, but the very structure of our memory. What the SCP Foundation keeps secret beneath the waters of the Bay of Bengal is not merely a monster. It is an end. It is the eternal silence that awaits every consciousness. This is the file of SCP-3000. The entity, designated under the code name Anantashesha, was first located several decades ago following reports of unexplained disappearances of fishing vessels and professional divers off the Indian coast. The Foundation quickly secured the area, establishing containment site Patmos directly above the creature's location. Unlike the majority of anomalies that receive Kita or Euclid classification, SCP-3000 was assigned the esoteric class Thaumiel. This means the entity is not just contained. It is used by the Foundation to contain other horrors. But the price for this utility is terrifying. Physically, SCP-3000 is a gargantuan serpentine aquatic creature, strongly resembling a giant moray eel. Its exact size is impossible to determine with precision, as a large portion of its body remains buried in the ocean floor, or extends into the darkness beyond sonar range. The most conservative estimates speak of a length between 600 and 900 kilometers. Its head alone measures several meters in diameter. Its skin secretes a gray, viscous substance, and its eyes, though adapted to the depths, seem to glow with a malevolent and ancient intelligence. But it is not the creature's size that presents the greatest danger. SCP-3000 generates a powerful, cognito-hazardous effect on any human approaching its vicinity. Those who enter its perimeter of influence begin to experience violent headaches, intense paranoia, and, most disturbingly, a progressive alteration of their memory. Personal memories crumble, blend together, or disappear entirely, replaced by a crushing sense of nothingness. It is as if the very presence of the creature dissolves the identity of those who observe it. To manage this entity, the Foundation implemented the ATSAC protocol. Officially, this protocol aims to keep the creature in a state of lethargy. Unofficially, it is a sacrificial ritual disguised as a scientific procedure. SCP-3000 is a predator, and for it to produce the resource the Foundation needs, it must be fed. The entity's diet does not consist of fish or whales, but of conscious prey. Human beings. When it consumes living prey, the creature secretes a viscous slime through its skin. This compound, identified as Y909, is collected by underwater drones or specialized divers. Here lies the Foundation's dark secret. Compound Y909 is the primary ingredient used to manufacture modern amnestic. Every time an agent wipes a civilian's memory to preserve the secret of the anomalous, it is thanks to a substance extracted from a monster that devours human consciousness. Oblivion is literally manufactured from death. The horror of SCP-3000 is perfectly illustrated by the logs recovered during an exploration mission led by Mobile Task Force Gamma-6. The objective was to collect pure samples of Y909 near the creature's maw. The audio transcripts from the divers reveal a progressive descent not only into the ocean, but into pure madness. As the divers descended toward the target zone, their communications became erratic. They no longer spoke of the mission, but of sensations of déjà vu, of memories that did not belong to them, or of the total absence of memories. One of the divers, Agent Marin, began to claim that he could hear the creature speaking to him in his head. He did not describe it as an animal, but as a god. The cognitive effect of SCP-3000 forces its victims to confront their own mortality in the insignificance of their existence. In the recordings, one hears the divers panic, not because of a physical attack, but because they realize they are disappearing internally. They forget the faces of their families, their own names, and even the reason for their presence in the water. All that remains is the darkness and the gaping maw of the eel. The most chilling moment occurs when one of the team members, totally under the entity's thrall, decides to remove his breathing equipment. His last words are not screams of terror, but a calm acceptance. He speaks of joining the nothingness, of uniting with Anantashesha. He voluntarily swims toward the creature's mouth, sacrificing himself to become part of the silent eternity. Post-mission psychological analysis suggests that SCP-3000 does not merely eat flesh. It digests cognition. It feeds on what makes us human beings: our history, our ego, our soul. Those who survive prolonged exposure are often left in a vegetative state, empty shells whose minds have been sucked out by the eel god. The name Anantashesha refers to the king of Nagas in Hindu mythology, the serpent upon which the god Vishnu rests, floating on the cosmic ocean. This serpent is said to remain even after the end of the universe. The Foundation chose this name with cruel irony. SCP-3000 represents the persistence of oblivion. It is the proof that everything we are is destined to be erased. The ethical dilemma posed by SCP-3000 is one of the heaviest the Ethics Committee has ever had to decide. To protect humanity from the knowledge of anomalies, the Foundation must use amnestics. To obtain these amnestics, it must sacrifice human lives to an ancient abomination. It is a perpetual cycle of blood and forgetfulness. Are we the guardians of humanity, or simply the servants of a ravenous god demanding its tribute? Researchers like Dr. Mann have attempted to rationalize this process, arguing that the end justifies the means. But even the most brilliant minds eventually crack under the entity's influence. Personal journals recovered at Site Patmos show scientists obsessed with their own death, scribbling incoherent sentences about the darkness and the silence of the depths. Some theories go further, suggesting that SCP-3000 is not a creature of our reality, but a physical manifestation of the primal fear of the unknown. Looking into its eyes, one does not see an animal. One sees the edge of the universe, where logic collapses. It is a black mirror reflecting our own finitude back at us. Despite the dangers, the harvest continues. Submarines descend, lights flicker, and Compound Y909 rises to the surface. It is processed, refined, and injected into the veins of innocent witnesses across the globe. Every time someone forgets an encounter with a monster, it is because another monster, far larger, was fed in the Bay of Bengal. There is no escape from SCP-3000. It is too large to be killed, too dangerous to be moved, and too essential to be ignored. It will remain there, coiled in the darkness, waiting for us to bring it its next meal. It is the constant. It is what remains when everything else has vanished. If you ever feel like you have forgotten something important, a memory slipping away just at the edge of consciousness, do not try to retrieve it. It may be a blessing. For to remember is to attract the gaze of the eel. And once it has seen you, you will never be alone in your head again. This file is classified. The information it contains is dangerous, not because it is toxic, but because it is true. The SCP Foundation will continue to feed the sleeping god to maintain the veil of normality. But never forget, normality is a lie woven with the fluids of a nightmare. The ocean is vast and its secrets are deep. But somewhere in the absolute black, SCP-3000 has its eyes open, and it is hungry. End of log.